everyone, it's Donna here from Donna's Creative Corner, and I'm so excited to share with you my very first fabric album. I've been so inspired lately watching all the fabric albums on YouTube. I wanted to give it a try. I kind of dabbled with it with some wall hangings, but this is the first album. And the theme of it is she wore a big hat, and I've been so fascinated by the fashion from the Victorian era and the turn of the century, where they wore these big elaborate hats. And on the cover you can see my lady here with her humongous hat. It must be 2 feet tall. Probably not very heavy because it looks like it's covered in feathers, but that was my favorite one. I put that one on the cover. The book is the inspiration for the binding of the book I got from Jeanette, who is Scrappin Happyxo. She has a tutorial on how to do the base of the book and a little bit on how to put it together and decorate it and that kind of thing. If I can figure out how to put the link, I'll put it down in the description bar at the bottom of this video. But the cover just has flower and bead spray that I made. Let me zoom back in a little bit. A wedding applique, a flower that I put together that has just bits and pieces of stuff that was sitting around the table when I was done making the book. A little bit of beads, and some dyed fringe along the bottom here, and then the whole thing is one big doily. It goes all the way around to the back, and then another doily on top of that, and then that's just my made by sign. The first page has a bunch of dangles down at the bottom. The first page has, I went on the internet and found some information about this period, the turn of the century, and wearing of hats and that, and so this kind of describes the fashion sense during that time and the wearing of hats. Up in the corner there's a pretty flower that I made with a vintage earring in the center of it. There's this tiny little trim all the way around the photo with some bead trim over it, and some rosette trim down at the bottom that I got from a seller on eBay, I believe. Another piece of trim there, and then at the bottom was some more layers of, and around the edge, layers of trims and dangles, and some eyelet trim at the bottom as well. The second page, look at this lady here. Look at that hat. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? She is surrounded by some little tiny trim, little tiny pink trim here. I tried to pick the picture, the color scheme for the 2-page spread based on the photos in it, and she's wearing like a very light pale green and some pink. So those are the colors that I went with for the page. There's a I Am Rose's gardenia, a little piece of a doily peeking out here. On the bottom of the page is there's a big doily going all the way around, another doily in the middle of that, and then a tiny doily in the middle of that. And along the edge is a wedding applique here that I coffee dyed. some more of the trim that was on the other side. And then the middle of the photo is a piece of an earring. That is really, really pretty. Oh, the lighting is kind of bad in here. It's very early in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to work. So that's that page. Oops. This page, let me show you that picture. Most of these pictures, they're all printed on fabric, and I either got them from, I got some of them from Pinterest, and I got some from a seller on eBay a while back. And she also has a pale green in her, and so does the one on this side. So the background was a pale green lace over the whole, this whole page. That's all you can see of it now. Around the edge is this really pretty delicate doily. I had cut the middle of it out. It had a bunch of little butterflies, and I cut them all out, and this was left around the edge, so I use this all the way around. On top of that is just some this little trim that I've dyed with some pink, and I just kind of crinkled it and glued it in different areas, so that's kind of crinkled all the way around. There's another earring piece with a heart and a little key. You can see that. It's pretty. And then at the center of an earring piece, wedding applique here, piece of doily sticking out the bottom, just some lace scrunched up and tucked in around the back there. Little tiny piece from a big blanket that crochet blanket that I've been cutting up, and there's little pieces of that everywhere in here. And then this page, look at her hat. It's huge. She's surrounded by some trim and some the edge of a piece of a doily, and then some pink trim along the bottom here. Another wedding applique. This was avocado dyed. Some more little tiny pieces from the centers of that big blanket that I've been cutting up, and then some little bead caps in the center of that. Along the bottom of this page is a piece of I think this belonged to a blouse that I had cut up, and that was just the trim, the edge along the bottom. And then some really big, I don't know what that is, lace trim. I love the color of that. It looks very vintage. So that's that page. Oh, and there's an earring piece up here with some bling in it, and then just a paper flower with some stamens sticking out of the edge of that. So that's that page. I'm trying to hurry here because I need to get ready to go to work. This page, I'll show you the picture. Look at that huge hat. Very pretty lady. Pretty. This one has rosette trim along the top, very soft. The whole edge has some eyelet lace all the way around. On top of that, there's some other pieces of trim, wedding applique, a big lace bow at the bottom here with some I am roses flowers in the middle, and some pearls glued all around that. You can see that. And just some miscellaneous pearls and laces dangling from that. And then this beautiful trim along the bottom here. Very pretty. And I put some pearls in the top pieces that stick out, and some buttons, some pearl buttons in the bottom pieces. And then on this side, close up of the lady. Look at that hat. Oh my goodness. She's got trim around her and some tiny eyelet trim around that. This is one of those butterflies that I cut out from that other dainty doily. So a piece of trim at the bottom. There's an applique here that I cut from a blouse that I got recently at a thrift store. Big wedding applique here that I tea or coffee dyed. Little I Am Roses in the middle of a little doily with some eyelash trim around it. And that's that page. And this one's the purple page. Let me give you a close-up of her. She looks very stylish. I accented her with a tiny pearl in her hat and a bling in her bow on her dress. This is just an earring piece that I put in the middle. I had some purple beads in it, so I figured it went good with this page. Some little teeny tiny resin flowers up in the corner here. She's got some pretty gold trim around her to go with kind of the gold in her hair and in her dress. Little pieces. This is also from that blanket that I've been cutting up. Little pieces of trim glued all the way around the back. A little tiny doily in the corner here. The whole page was covered with this. It has this edge of a I think it was a placemat going around the edge. Very vintage, very vintage. At the bottom is some eyelet trim and some purple trim that I have, very pretty. And along the bottom is this purple piece was cut from a handkerchief. So I cut that up and put that along the bottom, and there's a little tiny piece left over from it that I stuck in the corner up here. And then I have recently at a garage sale I got a box full, hold it in real quick, a box full of little doilies. There's over 100 of them in here. A lot of Battenberg ones and a few regular small doilies. And I paid $6 for the whole box. It's like, oh yes, I'll take it. She even gave me the box that they were in. So that was a great find. So along the bottom is several of those Battenberg doilies cut in half to make the trim along the bottom. So I was excited to get that. And then some more trim that was from I believe this was from a sheet actually, or a pillowcase. And that's the back side of the other trim. And then I just had some this fabric sitting on the side of my desk, and I took it, I folded it over, gathered it along the edge, scrunched it up, and just kind of put it behind here, and sticking out from it are some little like porcelain like flower buds. There's a few more on the other side too. On this side is a pocket page in the back. In it I have a tag, and on the back is just another little pocket in there. So they can write a little note in there, or just leave it and put some treasures or what have you in the pocket. Just in the corner is a little arrangement of tiny doily folded in half, and then a little flower cluster in the corner here, and a little piece of wedding applique there. And just some little tiny trim along the edge of the pocket, and a wetting applique at the top. I put some flat back pearls in the flowers on that, and applique bow in the middle. And then the back is just plain. Okay, well, that's my first fabric book. I am intending to make more of these and sell them. I was going to sell this one, but it was my first one and I love it, so I think I'm gonna keep this one and display it in my home. But I already have another one started. This is what it looks like before anything goes into it. And like I said, the tutorial that I followed to make this is just muslin, long strip of muslin. The tutorial I used to make that I will put in the description bar below so you can see how it was made. Okay, well, I need to get ready for work. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all my new subscribers that I've had recently and everybody else that subscribes to me. I appreciate your comments. I don't always have a chance to respond to everything, but if anybody asks me a question, I will definitely respond to that. Thanks, and you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.